Thanks so much for joining me for this episode of the But First She Failed podcast. How is your year going? Are you locked in and ready for the rest of the year? If not, don't worry. This episode's probably for you. If you maybe started off the year and you were really excited about your goals, you got them going, you did a vision board party, maybe you put all your goals down for the year, maybe you even divided them up into quarterly goals, but now you are feeling really mundane, you're feeling overwhelmed, you're feeling burnt out, you're feeling lost, or maybe you started the goals really strong in January and you completely stopped. Maybe you wrote down the list and you haven't looked at it since. That's okay. Or maybe you're in the last category where you haven't even planned 2026 yet. Don't worry, you're in the right place. So often we start and we keep going, going, going. We set these goals and then we go, 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 go. And then somewhere along the line, the reality of our lives or really like what really matters to us, there's a misalignment and we go after the goal, but then we're misaligned. And then so often we don't really get to the momentum, the strength. And so in today's episode, I'm going to go over how to realign, readjust, refocus, lock in so 2026 can be your best year yet. Now let's get into how to make Q2 incredible, turn around the year and get going and lock in for 2026. Let's talk about this. The first thing that we need to do is we need to pause and reflect. This one, I know it sounds very woo-wee, woo-woo, like they say, but it's really important. So often we're going, going, going. We have school drop-offs, we have our business, we have the strategy, social media. We have to show up here, here, and all the places because we have our businesses, we have our careers, we have, all the many hats that we wear. And we're going, 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 and we don't stop to pause, reflect on what's working, what's not working, and how to get realigned with everything, right? So before you try to fix anything, you need to pause, right? So there's a lot of confusion so often because we're, like I mentioned, we're doing the wrong things. We are going after the goals that we set in the beginning of the year, but maybe they don't really align with what is actually going on in our lives in this season. I actually went through this where I had these big audacious goals for my business. And then Q1 of this year was not that, right? Q1 of this year was really kind of dialing back because there were a lot of health issues. My son had some health issues. My husband had some health issues. And the reality was I could not go after all these big, ambitious goals business wise because I had a lot of things to take care of. This is a great time to really, this is a blessing that we get to stop, pause, and really realign, refocus, get recentered. And so I'm really excited about that. What you need to do in this time to pause and reflect, there's so many ways you can go about it. What I always recommend is really pausing and reflecting, spending time with God. I really recommend that you take some time to pray, to really, the way that I did it was that I paused. I was feeling very overwhelmed. I was feeling stressed out, lack of vision. And I always I call them my CEO meetings with God. And I go and I'm like, God, what do you have for me? I'll read the word, I'll put on worship music, or I'll spend some time journaling. And that's what that looked like. From you, it could look like going for a walk. Maybe I did this in my car after dropping off my 2-year-old at daycare. And so this is the time that I have as a mom and as a solopreneur and just getting all the things done. And so I spent some time with God in the car, just journaling, reading the word. And that's what it looked like for me. But you can journal if that works for you. You can go for a walk. You can put on some music, go in the shower, whatever that looks like. Just take some time to really pause. I know we have crazy schedules, but what's crazy for me is that I've found, and I know this to be true, is that sometimes we think that I only have 5 hours to do XYZ thing. But if we pause for 1 hour or maybe even 30 minutes and spend that time with God, we can do exponentially more because we have clarity, vision, and we can just go for it. We have momentum now, right? Because we are clear on what we want to execute and we can go after it, right? And so I'm actually really excited to do this. This whole pause and reflecting, I'm actually doing it with my community. We have a community called the Purpose Co-Accountability Community. It's an incredible community. We meet twice a month and we really it's accountability, it's hot seat coaching. So you don't have to do this alone. It's really a beautiful experience. And we're actually going to be doing this, the Q2 reset, refocus exercise where we're going to be reflecting, writing down all these things, sharing them for accountability, and then just getting encouragement from one another and momentum and clarity as we talk about it. So I'm really excited. We're actually going to be doing this later this week. But if you're interested in something like that, a community of maybe you're building a business by yourself, building a side hustle by yourself, you are done with your career just doesn't feel like a fit anymore, and you're looking for your purpose, your calling, you have a lot of potential, but you're not meeting that right now. If you are feeling stuck and frustrated, then this community is for you. Or if you are feeling alone and walking it out because it's not easy, the journey is not easy, then please, please, please sign up. Go to the show notes, sign up for the call that's taking place on May 6th. And it's going to be powerful. I'm going to be talking about the power of accountability, power of community, and then you're going to get some time for free coaching. It's going to be free live coaching. I'm really excited. I hope you'll join the call. If you are feeling lonely on the journey of building your business, you want to be around like minded women, need encouragement, a sounding board, a safe place to talk about all these things, accountability, community, the list goes on, as well as free coaching. I would love to have you in the Zoom. All you have to do is go to the show notes. You can register there. Again, it's a free 1 hour Zoom call, and I really hope to see you in the Zoom. But let's get back to this. As you are reflecting and praying and spending time, you can ask God, God, please help me, give me clarity. What should quarter 2 look like? What should I focus on? What makes sense for the season that I'm in? You can pray all those things. One thing that as I was doing that, one thing that I wrote down was, what can I celebrate? One of the things that I wrote down in my journal was, what can I celebrate about quarter 1? What was actually good about quarter 1? So often we're like, I didn't do all the things that I wanted to do in quarter 1. You get frustrated and overwhelmed. You're like, man, I wanted to have launched a YouTube channel, but maybe you bought all the equipment, maybe you recorded 3 videos, but you haven't posted them yet, but that's some progress. We need to celebrate those wins. So what that looked like for me is I wrote down, what do I have to celebrate? What do I have to celebrate about quarter 1 of this year? Take some time to really look back and say, like, what are the things that I can celebrate? What worked, what didn't work, and all that. So this is a great place to pause and reflect, right? And now, step 2, reconnect with yourself. This one is so important. Like I mentioned, reconnecting with yourself is very crucial, because you have to spend that time spending time with God, asking him for clarity. But a lot of times we're going with emotions and trying to go after these big audacious goals that we want, but then the reality is our season does not look like that, right? And so this actually happened to me in a twofold way this year. One is I'm really great about setting goals every single year and just going after the vision and writing it down. It's one of my favorite things to do at the end of every year, at the beginning of the year. And I was able to help a lot of other women do it. But this year, for a variety of reasons, one, we were going through some stuff with our businesses. We were going through like health issues within our family. We were going through just different things going on in our social circle. There was so much going on at the beginning of this year that I really could not, no matter how much I wanted to, really get a clear vision of what 2026 looked like. But that's okay, because I feel like as I walked it out in the middle of January, towards the end of January, I really felt like this year is about health. This year is about actually slowing down. I thought it was going to be like grow, expand, but it was actually about healing and getting health. My son was having some chronic stomach issues, and my husband was having some health issues. And there were a bunch of different things that just, it wasn't what I thought it was going to be, like what I would have imagined, what I probably would have put down. And so all that to be said is that sometimes you have to reconnect with yourself. What does this season actually look like? What is Q2 actually asking of me? What's the reality of my situation? What do my goals really need to be in the season? What do I really need to focus my attention on? Because sometimes you can have these big audacious goals, but the reality is there's stuff going on in your family, there's stuff going on in your business, there's stuff going on in your career, and you really have to pivot because it's very urgent, it's really important. And so it's really important that you reconnect with yourself. What did I maybe think that I wanted in the beginning of the year, and what's actually going on in my life right now? Or like I mentioned, maybe you were in the same boat that I was in, where you didn't get a chance to set your vision for 2026. This is a good place to start and create that. And if you need help on how to create a vision for your year so it can be your best year yet, I encourage you to go to the show notes. I'm going to link an episode that I did last year where it really helps you create and supercharge it. It's there. And I'm also going to link it at the end of this episode. But like I said, you have to reconnect with yourself. What does that look like? You know, again, it's really looking at what is going on in Q2. What is the reality of this season? What is God asking me of the season? Where should my focus be? Like, what is really going on? What do I really want? What do I really need in this season? Because sometimes we're like, my goal is fitness. I want to lose weight and I want to do this. But the reality is, like, maybe that's not the season. Maybe right now the reality is like, I really feel called to, start my business. Or maybe the reality is you think you're going to go hard in your business, but your children need you more in this season. Or there's some stuff and it's okay to pivot and kind of reconnect with yourself. Ask yourself, what is Q2 really asking of me? Where do I need to focus my energy? Where do I need to focus my attention? And all that. And really connect with, like, what do I really want this quarter to look like? I think you can start dreaming and seeing, like, okay, what would a good Q2 of this year look like, right? Step 3 is reconnect with your vision. This is where it's really important. Like I mentioned, if you didn't get a chance to create a vision for 2026, this is a great place to pause. And step 3 can be really, now that you pause, you reflected, you celebrated what was good about Q1. Now that you know what it makes sense and what's your real Q2 look like, what are realistic goals for Q2? Where should you really put your energy and focus? Now it's time to reconnect with your vision and look at, either if you haven't created a vision, this is a time where you can write down all your goals, write down what the vision looks like. That's what I did, where I wrote down everything. What does 2026 look like? What are my dreams? What are my goals for it? Or you can go back and go through your journal and go and look at, what did I say that I wanted this year to look like? Zoom back out, look at, this is a dream that I had for it. Where am I? Oh my gosh, sometimes I'll look back at my goals and I'll be like, I completely forgot that I had that goal in the beginning of the season. Q2 is a perfect time to really look back and see, like, maybe I did say that eating healthier was what I wanted to do, and I haven't really done that in Q1. Let me start in Q2. Then you can really bring things to the surface, or you can say, like, this is not for that season. I do want to do this year, but this is not for Q2, right? Maybe this is a Q3 or Q4 goal, right? And so it's okay. This is the place where you really see, like, what about this vision? What makes sense for the vision that I had over here in the beginning of the year, the big audacious goals, or what's really going on, or what should this year look like, and connect it with what's really going on in your season, what's really going on in Q2, what was good about Q1, bringing that into Q2, and that is really going to get you focused and aligned, right? Step 4 is to cut the noise. This one's also important because so often we are limited with things like comparison. We're looking at other, maybe we don't post on social media because we think, oh my gosh, so and so is so good at social media. She's so good at IG, and my stuff is going to look funny or like lame compared to hers, right? That will stop you. Or wishing that you had something that other people have, that will always, they say that comparison is the thief of joy, and it is. It takes away your joy. So if you are in comparison right now, you need to stop it. Maybe unfollow some accounts that you need to unfollow. Only follow accounts that inspire you and really bring out the best in you. Maybe you are spending too much time scrolling. Maybe you are focused and so, like, stubborn. I know I have this problem where I get stubborn and I want one strategy. I'm like, it has to be this way, or it has to be this way. I'm very stubborn. I know, it runs in my family, and I know that I'm very stubborn. And sometimes it's like, what noise do I need to cut out, right? Sometimes there's too many voices, too many people giving you advice. Like, where do I need to cut the noise? There's too many ideas. I'm overwhelmed. I need to focus, right? So this is where you really dial in and say, okay, what is working? What's not? What is noise in the season? What is noise, right? Is it too much social media? Are you going down the algorithm too much, spending too much time scrolling and getting frustrated about politics, or getting frustrated about, whatever that looks like? Stop it. This is not the time to be focused on TV shows, reality TV, other things. You need to focus back on your goals, on the life that God created you to have, on your calling, on the things that you have on your plate, right? So cut out the noise. And step 5 is simplify your focus, right? This one, I love it because I think so often I'm so guilty of this. We have a million goals. We'll have like 10 goals for Q1 and the real or Q2 or Q3 or Q4 or the year. And that's okay. You can put all your goals down for the year, but really for Q2, the really healthy thing to do is figure out, okay, out of everything that I want to do, I've envisioned this quarter, what do I really want to focus on, and make it 1 or 2 goals. And if it's 2 goals, it better be supporting goals, right? So what is goal 2 supporting goal 1? And you can possibly do 1 goal in each category, like maybe 1 in family, 1 in business, and 1 in personal, something along those lines. But the reality is you have to have really a main focus goal for Q2, because if you have 10 goals and you're like, I'm going to go after all the things, then you're not going to be good at anything, right? Sometimes we want to, for example, have a YouTube channel, have a podcast, have a great email list, have a book out, have all these different things, but we're not really good at one. So we really need to dial in, focus, lock in, like they say, on 1 goal for Q2, maybe 2 goals for Q2, depending on the category. And that's it. Focus. What do you call to do? What is your main focus for the season? Declare it, say it, write it down. There's a lot of power in writing things down. Again, so many studies have shown that people that write things down really accomplish them. Like, I think there's a 70% increase. If you write it down, you're already 70%, like there's a 70% likelihood that you're going to accomplish it. So write down your quarter 2 goals, get really focused, figure out what is my main goal for Q2, what is my second goal for Q2, and lock in, focus, get it done, right? And I would encourage you to also constantly be checking in on yourself, reflecting, getting realigned. Also, when things come up, sometimes things will come up and they don't have anything to do with what you said your goal was for Q2. Then you don't need it on your plate, right? If an opportunity, a job opportunity, a speaking opportunity, this thing comes up, but it's not really aligned with what Q2 looks like, it's going to be a lot easier to say no to the things that do not serve this quarter or do not serve your goals when you have a really dialed in vision of what you are working towards and what you want to execute and what you want the rest of the quarter to look like. Again, another helpful tip is to make smart tips, right? To make smart goals. So make sure to make those specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time sensitive goals, right? So make them smart sensitive. If you want help on what that looks like, if you go to the show notes and go to the casting your vision for the year, or the episode that really helps you create a vision for the year that I'm going to link, I walk you through all that as well. So there you have it. Again, if you are, encouraged by this episode, if you're like, man, I really start projects, but then I stop projects, I don't really execute them, or I start and I stop, I start and I stop, or maybe you're someone that's like, I have this dream, but I don't even know where to start, or, I really do think that the accountability community can help you tremendously. Again, please, I've known in my life that it has helped me tremendously to be around people that are like-minded, to be around people that will encourage me, to have sounding board, to have people spurring me on, especially because a lot of moments you get discouraged. It's hard. This journey of walking out your purpose, your calling, your potential that's on your life, it's hard. It's hard to do. And you really need the right voices around you. So if you're interested in being in a community of like-minded women, getting free coaching and live coaching from me, and just being in an incubator where you're going to get resources like this, you're going to get moments to go over your quarters, your Q2 reflections and dreaming and all these different things, and getting the tools and the resources to keep going and keep at it, then I really encourage you to go to the show notes and sign up for the call that's taking place on May 6th. Again, it's the free But First She Failed accountability community call. It's going to be a great time. It's going to be a 1 hour Zoom call where I'm going to be sharing with you the power of accountability community, how it impacted my life and changed my life forever, as well as how you can join the Purpose Co accountability community if you are looking for ongoing support. It's really going to be a special time. You're going to get live coaching from me. So if you're feeling stuck on something, if you have an idea, if you have something that you want some coaching, then jump on the call. It's free coaching. There's no commitment. Join me for the call. I'd love to have you. Again, it's a completely free call. It's taking place on May 6th. And all you have to do is go to the show notes and you can sign up there. Now, there you have it. I hope you enjoyed this episode. Again, if you do not want to do this all alone, do this journey, if you want the best Q2, Q3, and Q4 of this year, make sure to join the call. I would love to see you in the Zoom. Have a great rest of your week.